Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as you all are aware that we are revising all the lessons which are there in your term 1 syllabus third time. So this is the third time when we are revising all the lessons. So today in this series of revision we are going to revise poem 3 Keeping Quiet, written by Pablo Neruda. Okay, so let's begin. So first of all, let us discuss about the poet Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda was born on 12 July 1904 and passed away on 23rd September 1973. His full name was Ricardo Elisa Neftali Reyes Bisalto and his pen name is Pablo Neruda. He was a Chilean poet. He won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. He started writing poems when he was 13. In this poem, Keeping Quiet, Neruda talks about the necessity of quiet introspection. How quiet introspection can be helpful in saving this humanity. This is what Pablo Neruda talks about in this poem. So let's begin. What is the significance of the title Keeping Quiet? So here, keeping quiet conveys the message of universal peace and tranquility. With this poem, the poet wants to convey the message of universal peace and tranquility. Now, we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. The poet says, now we all count to 12 and we all keep still. Look at the first stanza in your book, first 2 lines. So here now we will count. It means everyone together. Here everyone on this earth will count 12. Count from 1 to 12. So here the poet has used number 12 which shows 12 number of hours in a day and 12 months in a year and 12 zodiac signs. So this span of time will calm everyone, all ready for introspection. So this is the significance of number 12 in this poem. So now we will count to 12. The poet says, now everyone will count from 1 to 12 and we will all keep still and we will all keep quiet. No, keep still means no activity will be done. All calm and ready to listen. Everyone will be calm and ready to listen. There would be no chaos. We all will be looking inwards. We all will be introspecting ourselves. So this is what the poet says in the first 2 lines. The poet says that we will count to 12 and we will keep quiet. There would be no activity. We would be ready to listen. This way we would be introspecting ourselves. For once on the surface of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Further, the poet says, next two lines, for once on the surface of the earth. So at least for once in a day, simply we can call it at least once in a day. So that means once in a day, let us not speak in any language. In any language, whether it is verbal language or sign language. So for once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. So languages cause barriers, because languages cause barriers. So that is why for once, let us not speak in any language, whether it is verbal language or sign language. Language gives no comprehensive idea. Language gives no understanding of each other, neither verbal nor sign language. So here the poet wants us not to talk in any language, whether it is verbal or sign. We all should keep quiet and ready to listen to each other, ready to understand to each other. Let's stop for 1 second. So at least for 1 second from the time which will take from counting 1 to 12, at least for this span of time, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. So here, not move our arms so much, use of pun is there. So use of arm here refers to things. First, use of your arms, this arm, and second arm means weapon. Okay, so the poet says here arms is an instance of pun in this poem. In puns, duplicacy of sense is created because of the unity of sound. So arm here stands for a body part as well as weaponry. So that is why the poet wants us not to speak in any language. So what we have discussed in the first stanza as of now, the title Keeping Quiet emphasizes the necessity of quiet introspection and creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. It conveys Neruda's philosophy of an exotic moment of silence and inactivity, which can an antidote to war, violence, hatred, exploitation, and turmoil. By keeping quiet, mankind can try to understand itself and stop harming itself with death and destruction. Thus, the title is very appropriate. So, this way we can justify the title. Next stanza. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. It would be an exotic moment. Exotic means a new kind of happiness that one has not experienced before. So when everyone would be keeping quiet, when everyone would be introspecting themselves, the poet calls it an exotic moment, a strange moment which one hasn't experienced before. That is exotic. Without rush, without engine. So without rush, without competition, there is cut short competition. So that is why the poet says, without rush there would be no competition, without engines there would be no noise of any machine. So here engines refers machine. There would be no noises of buses, trains, and all the things which are run by machines. So here poetic device synecdoche has been used, without engines, as engines refers to the complete, we can call it machine. Yeah, here engine refers to the complete machine. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. So we would all be together. What does it mean? So the poet says that we have got the selfishness out of us. In this way, we all would got the selfishness out of us in a sudden strangeness. So sudden strangeness, use of alliteration is there. So a new feeling of togetherness, unity and belongingness will be there. A new feeling of togetherness, unity and belongingness will be there. So what we have discussed in this stanza, in these lines, the poet speaks about the beauty of stillness and silence, which he recommends for his readers. He says that it would be an exotic moment in which the cosmic peace, that is cosmic pace of life, will halt, and so will the engines. By using the word exotic, he sensualizes this moment of inactivity for us, during which people would be freed of their rush to get from point A to point B, and will get a break from the rat race which all of our lives have been reduced to this modern that is this modern rush, we can call it. By referring to the world in which engines, here dehumanizing aftermath of industrialization and mechanization, which has made societies and individuals self-centric. So this is what the poet says in these lines. Once all our activities and the incessant flood of interpersonal communication stops, the world will come together. This coming together of world will be one of kind union, something that the world has not seen or experienced before. So this kind of world we will be witnessing according to the poet. So this point of time is referred as exotic moment, when everyone would be keeping quiet, would be introspecting themselves together, there would be no noise of anything, then it would be an exotic moment. This is being talked about in this poem. Next stanza. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm wells. So fisherman here refers a person who lives by harming others. So the poet says that fishermen in the cold sea, fisherman also symbolizes oppressor. The poet says fishermen in the cold sea would not harm wells. So the oppressors would not be oppressing anyone. So fishermen in the cold sea would not harm wells. So here wells refers nature. So fishermen in the cold sea would not harm nature. They would not destroy nature. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. And the man gathering salt, so here gathering salt means the man who would be harming themselves. The men who would be harming themselves, they would also stop harming themselves. This is the symbolic of oppressed. A lot of symbolism has been used in this poem, keeping quiet. They would look at his hurt hands. So here once again an instance of alliteration, his hurt hands. So what does the poet say in this poem? So the poet Pablo Neruda has attempted to establish a harmony between the tyrants and the oppressed. The fisherman here stands for the exploitative class of people, and the whale stands for the oppressed. The poet hopes that keeping quiet would bring in a rush of introspection, and in an attempt to understand oneself and the world around, the metaphoric hunter would become kind to his prey. That is, people will stop causing each other hurt. A lot of symbolism has been used here. Fisherman and whale stands for oppressor and oppressed respectively. Salt gatherer is symbolic of humanity, whereas clean clothes symbolize peace. So once the chain of introspection begins, according to the poet Pablo Neruda, represented here by the salt gatherer, will begin to reflect upon the ups and downs that he has gone through in the course of his life, along with the lessons that he has learnt in this process, represented here by the Hurt hands. Hurt hands refers to the bad experiences of the person who had been oppressed by someone else. Now, next stanza. Those who prepares green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors. Those who prepare green wars. So green wars refers deforestation, manufacturers, nature of wars, man-made wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. So wars with gas, the damage done by conventional chemical and biological weapons. Green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire can be stopped only if and when governments and nations teach themselves to keep quiet. So here, those who prepare green wars means the people who are responsible for deforestation. They are creating green wars, wars with gas, wars with fires, and the people who are creating wars with gas, they are damaging. The damage is being done by the chemical and biological weapons, so they are creating wars with gas, wars with fire. Victory with no survivors. So for them victory means no survivor. So it is an example of irony too. Victory is meant for the celebration and happiness for the people. At the same time, when victory proceeds with no one left to enjoy, it becomes a curse. So if no survivor is left to enjoy the happiness of victory, so that victory is of no use of altogether. And walk about their brothers. So here the poet conveys the message of universal peace and harmony, and further the poet says, so these people who are the responsible for green wars and wars with gas, they should be united as one, and they should consider their brother to be their enemy to be their brother. They should consider their enemies to be their brothers. So this way the poet conveys the message of peace and tranquility through this poem. So by green wars, Neruda is referring to the calculated onslaught on nature that humans have been making in the name of modernization, leading to phenomena of decadence and environmental degradation, such as global warming. Exercising a moment of inactivity will also bring a stop to all the ongoing warfare among nations. Neruda mocks such wars which bring victory at the cost of human lives and basic humanity. So if the people engaged in warfare on and off the field can just indulge in nothingness for a bit, the soldiers can discard their blood-stained uniforms and recognize fellow soldiers on the other side of the battlefield as brothers. So this is what the poet wants to convey through this poem. So this is all about this video, dear students. In the next video we will be discussing the remaining 3 stanzas as well as the poetic devices used in this poem. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.